ECG now cannot, that's the ECG, Ghana Water Company cannot treat our water for us. We haven't gotten to a state where we should declare a state of emergency. You people say, lie, the president won't allow this. What are you going to do?
I've been heartbroken. I realize my energy is low. I'm in shock. Samson, His Excellency the President signed our pact, and he made representations in that pact that showed that he was recognizing and acknowledging, was concerned about the problems and convinced about the steps that we had agreed he would take.
He signed the pact.
He did. I can read them here. John Mahama.
This is before the elections.
Before the elections, yeah. Recognizing the deleterious and devastating impact of illegal and irresponsible mining on the forest, land, and water resources of Ghana. Acknowledging the dangers posed to the food chain and health of Ghanaians by the inevitable consumption of poisoned water and food laced with heavy metals and concentrated inedible minerals. Concerned with that until and unless bold and decisive legislative and specific policy interventions are put in place to stem the tide, the situation will continue to deteriorate to the point of irreversibility. Convinced that it is both an obligation of the High Office of the President of the Republic of Ghana and also a logical patriotic duty of every public servant to work towards the protection of the resources of Ghana and the best of interests of the citizens under the trusteeship duty incumbent on the said office. I hereby undertake per pledge, and 2, act as follows. 1, immediately to denounce and do hereby immediately denounce the practice of galamsey for its treacherous impact on the natural environment and the health, safety, and well-being of the people of Ghana for those of posterity. We accordingly call on the perpetrators of the heinous environmental crime of galamsey to be stopped by the perpetrators, their agents, assigns, and any workmen. We call on the law enforcement agents to immediately and ruthlessly apply the law against the perpetrators of this crime by clamping down on the practice and bringing culprits to book, ultimately through the criminal justice system, irrespective of their political or social standing. 4, that we will design and implement policies to immediately stop galamsey and to approve galamsey from Ghana in the medium to long term, should any of us win the next presidential elections and any presidential election thereafter. And this is the last one. To call on all supporters, party officials, communicators, and other persons speaking for and on behalf of our parties to desist from making comments supportive of the menace or otherwise encouraging anyone involved in galamsey to continue with this practice. How ruthlessly have we dealt with galamsey? You see, this country and our policy speak from our politicians have been so much on the side of inputs. We have done water gas. We have arrested this. We've arrested that. I clap for you. You've done well. We have supported that. As a matter of fact, I actually believe that the foremost person who's really been in support and fighting this has been Emmanuel Amabua. He seems sometimes for us like the only guy standing. What you should measure your policy actions by is the output. We got into this fight last year, sometime in August, when we had the publication of the 4,500 NTUs. Right, do you remember? I was here and I called Akufo-Addo the worst president ever. Because you want to pretend this to this point. And you still see it and still having constraint in taking ruthless action against this matter because politics holds your hand. Today, what do we have? After all that the president says they've done, 32,000. Have we gone or have we come? I am really sad. I'm heartbroken. There are things and steps that have been taken. But that ruthlessness that's required, devoid of politics or social standing, has been difficult for this government. Their own party people are involved. The former guards, political guards, have handed over to the new guards. And the trade is continuing. And the irreversibility that the president signed on in this pact that we signed is where we are now. And he's struggling to act. We can't continue this way, Mr.
President. We haven't gotten there. That
Mr. President,
state of emergency should be last resort.
Look, the value of that state of emergency was not to run a whole country state of emergency. There are particular places we have to protect. Our forest reserves and our water bodies. If you declare that state of emergency, you're supposed to draft your own rules and give you, far-reaching power to take strong action, ruthless action to curb this. We had 9 reserves that they said people are taking over. Talk to Erastus. The people are going back. The red that turned to green or yellow is going to orange. Where are we going? So look at this police thing that he did. You withdraw the whole people. That's why IGP focus on galamsey, don't focus on Abronia. They ask the police people to come. His explanation respectfully does not suffice. Suggesting that what? The police people could not tell who from what. That is neither here nor there. If it's a communication problem, the NIMOS that was put in place, we are part of the NIMOS. We are represented at NIMOS. They can give that guidance. It is information, it's communication. There are rules. If you are supposed to mine at a place, you should have the permits for it.
Okay.
If you want to have a database for the police should have it. And let's get it clear.
So small-scale
mining is not allowed in forest reserves.
All right. So the Ghana Coalition,
the police people could not have done.
So the Ghana Coalition is insisting on a state of emergency.
We need a state of emergency. We need the police people back.
All right.
But more importantly, I think this is something we must ask for.
All right.
The government must publicly publish on a monthly basis for every water processing plant, the NTU state, the level of turbidity.
Okay.
So we know the quality of water we are drinking.
Now, Bright.